I am.
Alrighty. How many of us have ever felt like you're wasting your time on something? Well, I have. And when I was younger, I used to play video games all the time. You know, and I really wanted this one game. It was called Metal Gear Solid. And I was working so hard for my dad to buy it for me. I was doing yard work. I was like cutting the grass at like 8 to 14 or whatever, whenever the game came out. And I did it for like 2 straight weeks, and my dad didn't get me the game. And that's how I feel. I pretty much wasted my time cutting the grass. When I know I'm supposed to, but that's what you get. And the statement I like to say was by Charlie Chan. It said, "Waiting for tomorrow is a waste of today." Because I agree with this statement because, like, all right, the first one is when I would study for a test, or if I didn't go to school, or if you didn't live a dream that you wanted to live. And the first one was if you study for your test, like I studied for my test, say I had a biology test. I don't like biology. And it took forever for me to try to memorize definitions, you know, the key terms. And I felt like I was studying pretty good up until test day. I just got an anxiety attack. I couldn't remember. I just went blank. And then I took my test. I felt like I didn't do good. And when I got the results, I obviously didn't. So I mean, I felt like I wasted my time, you know, I put in all that effort and I didn't get the grade that I wanted. And if I didn't go to school, I wouldn't accomplish things I want to accomplish in life. I mean, you need to take your classes and you need to pass them. And one example of that is I kind of half-assed my math class, and I ended up failing that, and I had to take it in the summer. And I usually pass it, but when I wasted my time, I pretty much wasted my whole summer studying for math, and I mean, that's a complete waste of my time. And the second is, the third one is living your dream. Because an example of this is my dad, when he was young, he played soccer, and he had a chance to go pro in Mexico. And all those dreams were like went down the toilet. I wouldn't say it was a waste of time having me, but I mean, he didn't get a chance to live the dream that he wanted to and make the money that he could be making instead of working construction. I mean, he still makes good money, but I mean, not the money he could be a soccer player. And on that note, I would like to say that I do agree with Charlie Chan. Waiting for tomorrow is a waste of the day. Thank you.
All right, you had a good rhetorical question that you used at the beginning, and then a nice personal example. The transition to the topic was clear. You take a position. I think you rushed a little bit on the thesis that you're taking there, so you don't have to rush into it. And then it sounds like there wasn't going to be a preview, but then you kind of extended it a little bit, and it was clear that that's exactly what you were giving us was a preview. The signpost on the first point was pretty solid, but after that it felt a little bit like the supporting points, even though I remembered the preview and I should have been paying attention to those points. They came a little rapidly, and I think you needed to maybe have a pause some transition language to get to the next points because they felt a little bit like they were running together. I thought you had good development on the illustrations that you talked about. You got enough detail, for instance, on each of them to make them interesting. It was a little redundant on the second point, but between the first and the second point. The third point, you developed it a little bit more. It was interesting. I thought you were more personable when you were speaking to us then. Almost all of the visual things are pretty solid. Your posture's good. You have small gestures that seem to be purposeful. You're not moving around a lot like you were nervous. And so, like I said, I thought there was good confidence in your posture. The one thing I see that might be a little bit problematic is your eye contact is not always consistent. Sometimes where are you there? You're right behind me. Sometimes you're kind of looking down while you're speaking and you're thinking to yourself and not engaging the audience. But you're not that way all the time. A lot of the time you are talking to people. That's just something that you could do better on. Let me see. There were a couple of places where your voice also drops off a little bit, while you're speaking, and it's one of those indications of a little bit of uncertainty. And go this and that, and go this. So you can hear your voice dropping out. You want to be careful about that. All right. Thank you.